Hello, everybody. This is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Monday afternoon to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. In this episode, we're not actually playing any playoff game because the next one will be the Super Bowl. And if you check out the schedule here, if you go to the postseason, our opponent is true. Yeah, it's true. Oh, it's true. It's damn true that we will be facing off against the Pittsburgh Steelers Super Bowl Sunday in Las Vegas, Nevada, prime time at Allegiant Stadium. So I was foreshadowing throughout the season that if we were going to make it, that we had officially made we will probably face off against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to go over the players of the week. So week 1, Dak Prescott, 8 for 9, 245 passing yards, 4 touchdowns on the day. He had 1 rushing TD against the New York Giants. Week 2, Dak Prescott, he was 5 for 6, 159 passing yards, 4 TDs, 8 carries, 120 yards, 1 rushing TD there. Jordan Lewis, he had 1 INT, 1 forced fumble, and 1 touchdown with the win over the New York Jets back in week 2. Then, week 3, we were on the road in Arizona, and Dak Prescott, he was 7 for 9, 221 yards, 1 touchdown, 160 rushing yards, and 5 rushing TDs on the day. Week 4, Dak Prescott, 6 for 6, 225 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he had 111 rushing yards with 3 touchdowns. Stephon Gilmore, he had 4 INTs and 3 touchdowns, and that was against the New England Patriots. Week 5, it was 6 for 8, 144 yards, 2 passing TDs, 17 carries, 147 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the day. I imagine we had played the 49ers that week. Then, week 6, Dak Prescott, 11 for 16, 408 yards. And I think 6 touchdowns, 1 sack on the day. He got sacked 1 time in the game, and I would imagine that we had played, forget who we played there. We did not win Player of the Week that week. Leighton Vander Esch, he had 5 tackles, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. Micah Parsons, I think week 9 we faced off against the Philadelphia Eagles, 6 tackles, 1 sack, fumble recovery. That was, I think, a blocked one and a touchdown there. Dak Prescott, 190 yards, 4 touchdowns. That was week 10. Week 11, 4 for 5, 124 yards, 120 rushing yards, and 3 touchdowns on the day. Dak Prescott, I think it was week 13 against might have been the Seahawks or Commanders. He was 11 for 11, 351 yards, and he had 1 rushing TD and 2 passing touchdowns on the day. Dak Prescott, 295 yards, 5 passing TDs. He had 2 rushing touchdowns on the day there. Micah Parsons, heading into week 16, he had 3 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 INT. This had to have been against the Buffalo Bills. Week 17, Jayron Kearse, he had 2 sacks, 1 interception, 2 forced fumbles, and a touchdown. And then week 18 against the Commanders, Dak Prescott, 10 for 10, 362 yards, 7 touchdowns on the day. And divisional round against the Lions, he was 8 for 10, 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 sacks, and 4 carries, 16 yards. And then Micah Parsons, he had 3 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries against the win over the Eagles, 197 passing yards for Dak Prescott, 4 passing touchdowns, 3 carries, 30 yards, and 1 touchdown, and 6,818 yards offensive yards. We were second behind Denver, 2,544 yards. That was the offensive yards. 1,221 points were scored, and only 77 points were allowed by the Dallas Cowboys this regular season. That's hard to believe. How many sacks were there this regular season? Micah Parsons, he had 15 sacks on the year with 1 INT. Trevor Abramowitz had 13.5 sacks this year. Leighton Vander Esch had 11.5 sacks during the regular season. Malik Hooker had 8. Oza Ogunzua 7.5. Jayron Kearse had 6 sacks, or 5 sacks. Maisie Smith had 4.5. Damone Clark, 4 sacks. Demarcus Lawrence, I think it was 4 sacks. Donovan Wilson had quite a bit. So we had a lot of interceptions, but the leader of that was in fact Stephon Gilmore with 12 INTs on the year. Most defensive touchdowns was Stephon Gilmore, and Micah Parsons were tied. Trevor Abramowitz, though, he did have at least a couple defensive touchdowns. He had at least 3 this season. But kick return wise, Tony Pollard, he had roughly 6 kickoff touchdowns, and so did Jordan Lewis. But punt return wise, Jordan Lewis had 3 of them. Returning Cavante Turpin, that was against the New York Jets. But Dak Prescott, he had 49 touchdowns, no INTs this year, but he had racked up 3,000 passing yards. Rushing wise, let's see if Dak Prescott had more. He had 29. Tony Pollard had 27. 1,359 yards for Prescott, but only 1,800 for... Actually, it was 1,818 for that. But there were no fumbles, so I think this is going to end the statistics here. Oh, wait. Hold up. We're actually going to check out the yearly award. So Dak Prescott was nominated as MVP. Coach of the Year was Mike McCarthy for the Cowboys. And NFC, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Tony Pollard were ranked for top 3 for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Stephon Gilmore was ranked 2nd overall, but 1st by the Dallas Cowboys, tied with Micah Parsons. So, and then it was Malik Hooker, Jayron Kearse, Trevor Abramowitz, Leighton Vander Esch were on that. So, Offensive Rookie of the Year was Bijan Robinson. And were there any on the offense for us? No. Trevor Abramowitz, congratulations. He got the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Best quarterback. A lot of great quarterbacks, but Dak Prescott was unfortunately not on the list there. Tony Pollard was the best running back. Best wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, was ranked number 1 overall. Best defensive lineman, Trevor Abramowitz was ranked on there. Actually, it was linebacker. DL Micah Parsons is on that list. Leighton Vander Esch, Trevor Abramowitz was also on the list there. And then best cornerback, Stephon Gilmore, Jayron Kearse, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, and we took the top 5 for that. And then best kicker, and I think this is going to end it here pretty much for the statistics. Thank you guys for watching this 9-minute video. All I wanted to say is thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl.